Happy Friday, Year 2. This is your last maths lesson of the week. Yay! On addition and subtraction. Today's lesson is advancing your skills a little bit further in subtraction and doing a concept we have looked at in Year 2 before, but we're refreshing it so it might be a little bit tricky to start with. So let me draw your attention to the activity that you need to do to keep your math skills fresh and alive. So I would like you, after today's math lesson, you can complete page 23 and 24 in your CGP Key Stage 1 question book. And if you need an extra challenge, you could write your own word problems that match the calculations on page 24. That would be fantastic. Now, let's get on with our subtraction lesson. Yesterday, you looked at how to subtract using the column method, making sure that all your numbers were in the right column. So all the ones were over each other and all the tens were in the right column as well. They must be over the top of each other because otherwise it gets a little bit confusing. So let's just refresh our memory of what we did. This is a question. So I've got 75, take away 43 is 32. I know that. 5 ones, because we always take away the ones first. There's a couple of people in my class who like to do the tens first, but always do the ones first when we are doing column subtraction. So 5 ones, take away 3 ones is 2 ones, which is left over. 7 tens, take away 4 tens is 3 tens. So that would leave me with 3 tens and 2 ones, which makes the number 32. So if we looked at this in column subtraction form, it would look like this. 70 and 5, this is my tens column, this is my ones column, making sure they're over the top of each other. 43, 4 tens, 3 units, 3 ones over the ones column, all in straight lines. That's what those lovely squares in your maths books are for. So I know 5 take away 3 is 2, because I always start with the ones column, and 7 take away 4 tens is 3. And it looks like this as the part-whole model. 75 is made up of 43 and 32. Perfect. Let's have a look at another one. So 89 take away 55 is 34. I take away my 9 ones, take away 5 from that is 4 ones. 8 tens, take away 5 tens would leave me with 3 tens. 3 tens and 4 ones is 34. If we wrote this in columns, this is what it would look like, making sure my ones are over each other and my tens are in the same column as well. So that's how it would look. Here is my part-whole model, my 89 at the top, and it's made up of 34 and 55. Perfect. That's what you did yesterday. So now let's get started on something tricky. So this is where I have a number on the top that's too small to take away from the number underneath. And that's where it gets a little bit tricky. And you're ready for a challenge. This is called exchanging. So if we have a look at the first question, I have 54 take away 26. Can you see my 4 here? If I have 4 fingers up, I can't eat 6 of them. So this is where it gets a little bit more challenging. I have to ask, this ones has to ask this 10 column if they can have one of their 10s. And then that 10 will go over to the ones side. So I take one of my 10s and I put it there, and that's one of my 10s. So this was 5 tens. It's now 4 tens because one of the 10s has gone into this column here. So now I have the number 14 in my ones column. So I've got 14 take away 6. And my answer would be, well done, 8. 4 tens take away 2 tens. Oh, I know that one. That's 2 tens. So my answer is 28. This is called exchanging. It's not called borrowing because you don't give it back. You exchange it and they keep it. That's why we call it exchanging. So here we go again. Let's try another one. I'll let you have a look at this one first for 5-10 seconds and then I will go through it. Okay, I've got 71 take away 59. Always start with my ones column. I've got 1 take away 9. I've got one finger, I can't eat 9 of them. So what I've got to do is this number 1 has to say to this 10 here, can I have some of your numbers, please? Can I have a 10, please? So this 7 goes, oh, okay then. And it crosses one off and passes it over. So this number now becomes 11, and this number is 1 10 smaller. So it's 6 tens. And in this ones column, I have 11. So 11 take away 9 is, aha, I know that one, because 9, 10, 11 would be 2. Lots of you are shouting at me right now. 6 take away 5 tens, that's nice and easy, is 1 10. That is called exchanging. So let's have a look at a few more, just to keep going with our brain and keep learning, because this is a new concept. 36, take away 17, have a little look. I'm going to give you some time, or you can pause the video and have a little think how you would do it, work it out on a piece of paper, your choice. I'm going to give you 10 seconds before I go through number 36, take away 17. Right then, I have, looking in my ones column, because I always start in my ones column, 6 take away 7. I can't do it. So I've got this 6 has got to ask the 10s, can I have one of your 10s, please? Oh, of course, the 3 says yes. Take one off, that becomes a 2, and the 1 10 goes there. So I have 16 now. 16 take away 7. I can hear people shouting at me. That's right, it's 9. Well done. Then 2 10s take away 1 10 is, of course, 1 10. So the answer is 19. Let's have a little look at this one. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to have a look at this one before I do go through it. Or you can pause the video if you want to a little bit longer. So 94, take away 58, looking at my ones column first. 4 fingers, take away 8 fingers, I can't do it. So the 4 has got to ask the 9 for one of its 10s. So take one away and give it to this one. So 14, take away 8 is, you're right, it's 6. Well done, everybody. 8 take away 5, 8 10s take away 5, because this is the 10s column. 8 10s take away 5, you're right, it is 3. So my answer is 36. So well done. If you want to have a look at that again, go back through the video and just watch how we do it again. So because it's quite tricky, we're going to look at 2 more examples so that you feel confident to have a go at yourself. This is a new learning concept. It's the first time that we've looked at this in this way. So give yourself a chance and keep going with it. So let's try these questions with me, doing your work on some scrap paper if you want to. So, oh, riddle me this, riddle me that. Can you work out the answer without using my magical hat? Oh, so this is my question. 54 take away 27. So let's have a look at it together. There it is. 54 take away 27. My 4 and my 7. 4 fingers take away 7. I can't do it because the 4 is too small. So we'll have to exchange it. So what I have done is I've taken one of my 10s here. It doesn't matter which way you do your slash through as long as you cross that 5 10s out. 5 10s become 4. One of the 10s goes over there, and then I can do it. 14 take away 7 is, of course, 7. 4 10s take away 2 10s, which is 40 take away 20, is, of course, 2 10s. So you write the answer in the 10s column. So the answer is 27. Well done, year 2. Let's have a look at another one. Oh, again, it says riddle me this and riddle me that. Can you work out the answer without using my magical hat? So here we go. 75 take away 36. So let's do it together. If you want to, pause the video, have a go yourself, and then watch the video and see if you did it the same way. Remember, it's called exchanging. It's not called borrowing, because borrowing, you have to give it back. Exchanging, you don't. So we've got 75, take away 36. We've got 5, take away 6. I can't do it. 5 fingers, take away 6, you can't do. So what you have to do is you have to go and ask the tens column, can you borrow it? So the 5, asked the 7, can I have one of your tens? Crossed it out, became a 1. So now I've got 15 take away 6 is 9. And that's because you have exchanged. You haven't borrowed, you've exchanged. And there are only 6 tens left. So there is an error. That should say exchanged on it. Now let's look at the tens column. 6 tens take away 3 tens. And I know that 60 take away 30 is 3. Or 6 tens, 6 take away 3 is 3. 3 tens. So the answer is 37. Oh, year 2. Are you ready to have a go on your own? Try some on your own. This has been sent to you on a PDF and as a Word document. You can write them in your book yourself, practicing your math skills ready for year 3, and your layout skills would be fabulous. Remembering to keep lovely columns. 3, making sure all your 1s are in the same column, or your 10s are in the same column. It's really important. Then practice your ruler skills by drawing your lines and having a go. Remember, if this isn't enough, you have to ask the 10s to have one of their 10s. Cross it out. It becomes a 3 because it's 1 less, because you're giving it to this one, the 10s. Have a go. I look forward to seeing your work, especially if you have a go at writing it in your maths book. I'll be very impressed. Now, when you've done that, there is a logic puzzle that you can move on to that's at the bottom of your sheet, and it looks like this. Now you need to apply your knowledge to solve the tricky problem. And this says Eva and Whitney are working out some subtractions. There's Whitney. She says, I'm working out 74 take away 56. Eva says, one of my numbers in my question is 15. Now it says, oh, this is tricky. Whitney's answer is double Eva's answer. What could Eva's subtraction be? So you're going to have to really think logically how to work this out. I'll give you a bit of a clue. I would start off with working out what Whitney's answer is to that by writing it down the side. If you print it out, you can write it down the side. If you do it in your book, you can have a bit of a jot of the question. But don't forget to keep your 10s in one column and your 1s in the other column. And then see if you can work it out. So start by working out what Whitney's answer is. If you fancy an even bigger challenge, you can have a go at some of the challenge cards on Show My Homework, and Mrs. Bailey will show you them now. Here are the challenge cards. This is what they look like. You've got 2, 4, 6 problems. You can do any ones you like in any order that you like, and you have to read the question carefully and then answer it in your book. Or if you've got the sheet, you might want to cut them out and stick them in your book like we do at school, and then answer it next to it, because they do need some writing down today. So, and having a look at the subtraction problems, have to think backwards on this one. So if you've got to undo your subtraction, so undoing subtraction means you've got to add things together. And having a look down, there's a number line. There's some more questions here. I find these ones quite tricky, so I've got to really sit and think about them. So they are a challenge this week, year 2. I hope you get on okay with your exchanging. If you need to watch this again, go back to the beginning, pause it and watch it and see how the exchanging happens and how you do that method. Have a lovely Friday, year 2, and a great weekend, and I shall see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.